Hi, you guys. Oh, she wasn't ready. I kind of sprung it on her.
She wasn't ready. Okay.
Hey, you guys, and welcome to this Q&A vlog. We've got Brittany here, and we posted this adorable photo on our Instagram. I'll just put it on the screen.
Yeah.
We posted this adorable photo. We wanted to let you guys ask us any questions you wanted. Left the space open for lifestyle, fitness,
relationships.
If
we'd rather fight ducks
or horses or horse-sized ducks. We're gonna first pick through the lifestyle-esque questions because I think that those are gonna be the fun portion of this video and it'll loosen us up. I'm gonna go through mine and I'm gonna pick a non-fitness related question first. I may not have had non-fitness ones.
At all?
May not. It's all about either coaching or fitness. This is a great thing that this is all you guys care about for me. Okay. gmoney.fit, aka Graciela, asked, what is your spirit animal and why? I don't know what my spirit animal is. I would be this dog that's sitting here on my lap because he has the best life ever. I would be my dog because he lives an incredible life because I truly make the best for him. So what's your?
Oh, that's so cute. They love her. My spirit animal, I'm going back and forth in my head between a lemur and
and a sloth.
Yes. Really? I'm like a combination of both because like on one hand I can just be a lazy shit who like just sits around and eats all day like a sloth, you know, you move really slowly, but then on the other hand I can be like a little leaping lemur like in the gym with lots of energy and
I can see that.
Heavy. Or maybe like
I would definitely consider myself a lemur in the gym and a sloth
not everywhere else in my life.
You know, like a lady in the streets, but a free in the bed. But we're just like a lemur in the gym and a sloth in real life.
Yeah, it's from G Money Fitness. Okay.
Yay!
She has two questions.
Okay, and they're lifestyle.
They're both lifestyle for both of us because we've moved around too. So of all the places you've lived, if I recall, you've both lived multiple places, yes. What is your favorite? And then her other question is, how many tattoos do I have? Which is the most meaningful? And would you ever consider getting a tattoo? And if so, what would it be? So we'll start with the places we lived.
Louisville.
Yeah, I love Louisville. I love
it here.
So I'm originally from Canada, who, if you guys don't know.
I
lived in Toronto-ish area, Canada. I've lived in Alberta, Canada. I have lived in Poughkeepsie, New York. Wappingers Falls, New York.
Wappinger? I don't even know any of these places.
Wappingers Falls, New York. It's like an hour and 20 upstate from the city. From the actual New York City.
I feel like Miss South Carolina. I feel like I need to look at a map.
And then here in Louisville.
Yeah.
I love Canada. I love going home. It's just so pretty. It's just a little expensive to live there. So in the States, Louisville kind of reminds me the most of Canada. I hated New York. Hated it so much. The people there are just different and not friendly, and everyone's just so fast paced. So I would say either like back home in Toronto. Well, I'm actually from Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Either there or here in Louisville are both my favorites.
Yeah, I'm originally from Atlanta, and I've lived in Princeton, West Virginia, and I've lived in Ashland, Kentucky, and Louisville is by far my favorite. And Louisville beats the heck out of Atlanta for the same reasons. I feel like Louisville, the people are nicer. I feel like people are just more polite. People are kind, spirited, and it's not so fast-paced. Atlanta is like super fast-paced, and there's like 14 lanes of traffic just to go see my grandmother, and it's exhausting. So tattoos, how many do you have? I actually don't even know this. This is a learning experience for me.
1, 2, 3.
How do you
4,
count them when they kind of blend into each other?
Okay, just like how I got them done. Like,
okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? Did I count this one?
Yeah. Do you not have anything on your back or anything?
No back, no legs, not yet.
Not yet.
First goal is to finish this. I haven't found a good tattoo artist here in Louisville yet.
Oh, there is good ones.
They're all either done in New York by one of my good friends, Ashley, did them all for me, or in Canada. Which one means the most to me?
Yeah.
I would probably say my little lotus flower.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It's a cover up on my wedding finger. When Nick and I first started dating, he got me it was a little lotus pendant, and it came with a little piece of paper explaining the significance of a lotus flower, which I think is really, really beautiful.
Bless you.
So
my cat sneezed. Sorry.
I covered up my ex-husband's initial with the lotus flower, and then from that came
The Lotus Beauty
the
Bar.
Lotus Beauty Bar, and why I named everything after
Yeah.
that, so.
I don't have a single tattoo. I used to have my ears pierced multiple times up my ear, and
Same, I have 9.
when I got my nose pierced, I took all of that out and only kept these 2. And I had intended to keep 3 on this side because I felt like I needed 3 here and like 3 on this side of my face because I'm weird about having things in 3s. But this one actually, the 3rd hole closed up here, so I don't have that anymore. I don't think I'm ever going to have tattoos. I cannot commit to putting something on my body forever. So, I don't want to pay for cover-ups because I'm very much so a temporary person. I can't commit to things like that, so.
I like forget that I have them. It's weird.
Yeah, that's what I've heard is people like kind of forget. But
Yeah.
so there's nothing really I would put on my body either. Like there's not a symbol, just like I'm not an animal. There's not a symbol that just like is just super striking, like that my heart just says like this needs to be on your body for life. So that's just where I'm at with that. I think they're beautiful. I love them. I think they're great works of art. And I love art, but I'm not committed.
Yeah.
That's just what it boils down to, is I can't commit.
We have the weird ones from Lexa, but her non-fitness ones, fitness ones are, Brittany, would you rather live in space or below sea level, and why? And Chanel, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
I would rather fight a horse-sized duck just because I want to see a horse-sized duck.
Good call.
And I also really like ducks. Even though I got chased by a goose, but that's a goose, so that's different. But yes, when I was younger, I got chased by a goose, and it was terrifying.
Would I rather live below sea level or in space? 100% below sea level.
Really?
Because, yeah,
Why?
I love the sea. My favorite.
But you're below it. You're not even in it.
Oh.
You're like in
I'm
the
not
hot
in the
magma
water?
in the core of the earth.
Oh.
And that's what I gather from below sea level. Maybe
I
I'm
thought you meant
wrong.
like in water or up in space.
Oh, I'm thinking like hot magma and like the core of the earth.
Okay, well if I can live in the water,
Yes.
I'll do that, because I always believed as a kid that I was Ariel from The Little
Oh,
Mermaid.
that would make sense.
It was
I
so
would
great.
rather be in space.
But space is cool too.
yeah,
like,
I would rather know the feeling of being
Nick and I went for a walk the other night, and I was just like having a little moment looking
Mm-hmm.
up at all the stars, and I was like, God damn, our world is really cool.
I would totally do space, even though she didn't ask me. She should have.
She should have.
Let's do relationship stuff.
Can you give us ladies who have been burned as, in capital letters, by men?
We're gonna have to bleep that
out. Oh, my bad. Gets
It's okay.
better, please and thank you. A divorce and then what appears to be an amazing relationship with someone following is so amazing. I think I personally just would love encouragement, as the biggest heartache in my life is in full swing, and I think you may have some words. As you know, your girl's been married and divorced once already. I learned a lot from that marriage. Pretty much every relationship I've ever been in, I've taken something from. So I don't regret any of them because they have made me into the person I am today. They made me realize what I want in my significant other, like what characteristics I like and dislike, and honestly, it does get better. I promise that one person will come into your life and they'll just change everything, and they'll make you realize why everything else didn't work out. And that
And it will most
was it
likely
for me.
happen. Yeah, it'll most likely happen when you aren't looking for it. When
Yeah.
you're like not in the moment of looking, or you're kind of at that place of
Yeah.
being most comfortable with yourself. That's when you'll find it.
And Nick and I didn't even like I had known Nick for years. He was my coach for years prior before we ever even like looked at each other that way. And then we were both kind of going through similar situations, me with my divorce and him with his relationship issues. So we kind of just bonded over that, and it was just so organic and so natural. And that's what I think is the best, is when you're friends first and then you become lovers.
Can't really give a whole lot of relationship advice. I've been with my husband since I was 19 years old, and I'm now 32. So
They're adorable though.
That
I love
is
Jared.
So that is my story. We were only separated for 9 months through the duration of our relationship. And at that point, I realized that he was my forever 100%, and I haven't looked back since. So my relationship advice kind of, I hate to say this, but I suck at it. Because like, it just kind of fell into my cards that I met the person that I wanted to spend my forever with really early. And I thought I thought I wasn't going to spend time with him forever. So that's why we separated for a little bit. But like, once I was on the dating scene, I was like, what the heck am I doing?
Yeah.
It's scary. And I was like, why would I not stay with the person who I'm meant to be with forever? So
Just don't settle.
Yes, that's essentially like I felt like when I was out into the dating world that I was settling for dates.
Oh, hi.
Hi, you're rude. Yeah, it was no fun, and I hope that those people don't watch this. So I think we should probably go into this fitness stuff.
Do you have any recovery tips?
Yes, foam roll.
You get a massage weekly.
Yeah, I do massage therapy. I actually don't do 1 hour sessions as frequently anymore because it was too hard on my body. I actually do more frequent sessions, but only 30 minutes in length, and they're targeted for specific areas, so my whole body doesn't have to recover from a deep tissue massage any longer. I can normally break it down into upper body or just back or just delts or just glutes or just hamstrings, so that's helpful. Restorative yoga, you guys have heard, I don't want to be like a broken record on my channel, but restorative yoga is honestly what helped my sympathetic nervous system recover. Those are my biggest tips, and foam rolling and self-care, taking baths.
I just bought some Epsom salts, gonna take a salt bath tonight.
Salt baths are good.
BCAAs, glutamine. Make sure your protein intake is adequate.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you want to talk about post-show reverse binging? All that stuff, or do you want to save that for a different video?
Maybe we should save some of the contest prep stuff for a different video. It's
kind of a big,
it's a heavy topic, and that in particular is a heavy topic. So I think we'll save that. Yeah, we'll do a part 2, and it'll be more on contest prep things, because I think that will be valuable information.
Hour and a half video.
Yeah, this is already going to be long. What's a good rule of thumb knowing when to increase the weights? If you're working in the hypertrophy rep range, doing about 3 sets in the 12 rep range right now, I know I need to push myself. Sometimes it's hard when you don't have a trainer in person. When you are doing a rep scheme, you just have to change it. You have to change your stimulus, or you have to change your tempo, your time, your intensity. Something has to change. You can't go into the gym and you can do the same movements every time, but you need to change within those movements.
Yeah.
So actually moving and migrating out of that 12 rep range, maybe going lower into, say, nothing more than 10 reps would be effective for a week, and then going back into a 12 to 15 to potentially sometimes 18, 20 rep range. You just have to create change. That's all that's needed within your programming. But stick to the same motor patterns. And again, keep a log, keep a journal. I know you write it on your phone, don't you? I handwrite it because I can't do my phone.
You're still in the hypertrophy range if you're doing like 8 to 10 reps. So just like, don't be afraid to switch things up. Add bands if you want to, different types of resistance. If you feel like you can increase weight without sacrificing form, then go ahead and do that. Like,
I tell most of my clients, I tell them, if you're not feeling the struggle when you have 3 more reps to go, then you're most likely moving too light of a load for yourself. So like in your head, if you've got 12 reps, but by 9, you're really not feeling it, you're really not working to your maximum capacity, it's time for you to increase, like point blank. Like
don't be afraid to grunt a little bit. Like,
don't be afraid to make faces.
We're hideous when we train.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I like you, actually. I was like, oh, she makes faces. I can't handle people who don't make faces. I'm like,
or don't breathe, and I'm like, are you okay? Like,
do you feel that? Are you doing anything? Can you tell?
It's weird.
Do I need to spot you? Do I not?
Like it.
Like I can't read people when they don't make faces. So I'm a fellow business owner, and my greatest issue is my anxiety. There's always something to do, someone to call, something to order. How do you manage the stress and anxiety? I manage it somewhat decently. Honestly, like, there is so much to do, but there's always gonna be so much to do.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is always another day, and like, that's what I have to say to myself is like, I try to get through as much on my to-do list as possible. But I write out, some things get carried over from yesterday. Like today I had 5 things on my to-do list that were really they weren't supposed to be done yesterday, but they could have been done yesterday. But by 9 o'clock, I didn't get them done. And I don't work after 9 o'clock. That is my cutoff. Like, give yourself those cutoffs, those mental checkouts, those times when you need to be with loved ones. Like, you're gonna have to give yourself that time, and just know that there's always another day.
Yeah, just like prioritize the things on your checklist, and like you said, just carry them over into
carry them over to the next day.
As an entrepreneur, you're never not gonna have something to do.
There's never nothing to do. I see some questions about online coaching. From the trainer point of view, my question would be, what advice do you have for clients who have never had an online coach and are thinking of trying it out. I am an online coach and I have an online coaching relationship with a current coach. She just happens to date hers, but she is a coach and has a coach herself. I mean, I would 100% say that like coaches need coaches. I actually have a vlog titled Why Coaches Have Coaches. I think it keeps us as athletes channeled and focused into what we want to achieve as athletes, but it also helps us not stick into tunnel vision. Like I bounce ideas back and forth between my coach, between her, and we might get stuck in a rut in where either we're coaching a particular client and we've kind of been approaching the same situation with them and we haven't changed paths just because we're kind of always in our own head. So when you have other coaches around you, you work with other coaches, or you have a coach, you constantly have another perspective. You constantly are not faced in a tunnel of your own thoughts.
Nick and I were talking about this the other night. He's always coached himself for all of his shows and he's been very successful at that. But we were talking about how some people experience, like when, say for a contest prep, I know it's completely different, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, you tend to make decisions based off of your emotions versus what you truly need. So it just kind of helps keep you in line with what your body, like what you truly need to be doing versus, you know, like I'm hungry, I'm gonna go eat a whole pizza.
Yeah.
Just helps keep you objective with yourself and your body. Mr. Olympia has a coach. Like all the top pros have a coach. So like, it's just always good to have a second opinion, second eye.
KRT Lifts ask, what advice would you give to inspiring trainers online or in person? My best advice to you, and I've said this on my channel multiple times, is surround yourself with people who want to learn and want to teach you. Surround yourself with people who are looking to learn and looking to teach you, and you're willing to absorb and learn from them. That's the biggest thing. Is I recommend my clients who are also interested in personal training, find a teaching facility. Don't find a gym, find a teaching facility. And fortunately, many CrossFit boxes are actually teaching facilities. They have internship programs. They have all kinds of Olympic lifting interns that are inside CrossFit boxes. So I may not be a CrossFitter, but I do love the environment that they provide for aspiring conditioning, strength conditioning coaches or online trainers. Be open to learning.
Yeah, never think you know everything. No,
you don't. I mean, you could learn something from helping this one person on this, you know, on the Smith machine one time. Just by watching their body move, that's going to trigger in your head like, oh, well, I can see how they're moving and I can see how their body type is and what their endurance levels are. And like, you have to constantly surround yourself with multiple different body types and multiple different learning environments.
Even people with like different health conditions, like Nick works with people who have diabetes who need like special treatment.
I know,
or
my client just got off her her high blood pressure medication today.
Yeah, like there's
and that's
so
like
much.
We've been like, her and I have been working so hard to get her there, and she's there, and I'm so excited. How do you keep online coaching clients motivated and accountable? I find it harder than in-person training. I do this through my training log. The training logs that I give to my clients, I have them color code them, which she started doing this as well. Like color code where you're hitting the goals that I make for you, you're exceeding the goals I make for you, or maybe you're coming under the goal I make for you and you need to work a little harder to hit these goals. Like that's how I keep them accountable. They see on paper what I think they can achieve, and that to them in their head, they achieve it almost 90% of the time just because they knew that I believe they could do it. And like that to me has been one of the biggest game changers for my coaching business with my clients, communicating with them, is them knowing that I think they can do it.
And then you set new goals based off of that.
Yeah.
And it just always keeps them motivated.
It just keeps them picking up a heavier weight, whether they achieve it or not.
It's the attempt.
It's the attempt that means the most to me, and I see that. Like, as far as like keeping them motivated in their diet, I tell them like, we are gonna strategically help you how to figure out your life, meaning how you can figure out how to bring in your social life into your eating and bring in all these aspects of it, but you have to stay accountable for a little bit so I can understand how your body operates. And then we take a non-tracked meal, you tell me what you had, I assess how your body responds, and then we figure out how your body best responds in certain scenarios. So I'm like, okay, now we know how to navigate this in the future. Like if you can get a client committed to giving you that time and not going outside what you have planned for them, and keeping them motivated, saying like, it won't always be this way, but like just for a little bit, it's gonna be this way, and we're gonna be a little bit more particular, because I promise in the end, like when we start to learn this stuff about your body and when I make it known to you that your body reacts this way, then like all of the social eating becomes easier, because you know how to perform under, not under pressure, but you know what your body needs most. And
you'll never be in a situation where you feel like you're stuck.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it's just, life becomes easier. But I think it's also important to say that people already have to come to you with some sort of self-motivation, because at the end of the day, like if people aren't motivated, they're just not going to stick.
We can't make it in pixie dust. Like we can't just sprinkle it over our emails to you and make it happen. Like there's got to be something within you, but there can be little nuggets along the way that we drop off.
We plant little seeds.
Yeah, well, I'll plant little seeds to you, but like you said, like if you coming to me thinking that I'm going to just lay out the red carpet of motivation and then automatically you're going to be able to achieve everything, then...
And that's something that I think I struggle with as a coach, because
you feel like you're supposed to.
I get so invested in my clients, so if someone doesn't follow the plan, or like, I don't know, I feel like I've done something wrong, or that I've let them down. Or if someone decides to leave, I feel like it's because they don't like me, or they don't like our coaching methods, but it's not that.
It's not that.
At the end of the day, it's just them really truly wanting it or not, or wanting something different.
Yeah, or wanting something different, or not necessarily ready. Like, I remember being told at one point that I can't want it more than you want it for yourself. And like, I tell this to my clients in many, many ways. You have to want it just as much as I want it for you. Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen. So we're gonna close out this video here. We will follow up with another Q&A soon, and we will cover contest prep related questions and maybe dive into a little fitness related questions. This has been fun. Thank you guys.
Enjoyed.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for commenting. Questions for us to answer. We will try to become a little bit more efficient, but this is like the first time we've done one together. I feel like we got through quite a few. Stay tuned for more. We will see you guys in the next one. If you like this, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you want to see another Q&A, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that little notification bell, because I think you're supposed to do that. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
In other people's... Like, it's okay. You need to be in other people.
Anyways.
There you go. I feel like your head's cut off.
Mine?
Yeah, there we go.